to that follicle. And this is what's called the zygote. So it takes actually a little while until we get to it, what would be officially called an embryo. The zygote has 46 chromosomes. It's a fertilized egg. All right. Now, from here, we start doing what's called cleavage. Cleavage. So to cleave is actually to cut in half. That's so many good words, right? Like anatomy, so good. So the cell itself, you can see it starts off really, really big, and then as it cleaves, it doesn't have time to make more internal parts, so it just makes more cells that are smaller. So then it has like a bunch to work with. All right, we get to the 4-cell stage in about 2 days. So our egg is migrating, the cilia are gently waving it down the tube if all is going well. Though you can get a tubal pregnancy, that is bad news. Yeah, super bad news bears. Once it's all kind of filled in here, then it is what's called a morula. Looks like?
It looks like a
Spider eye?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're at about 3 days here. Still moving around. The morula is actually like this free-floating thing.
Wait, so the 3 days is 3 days after fertilization, right?
Yes,
Okay.
post-fertilization, yeah. So it's taken that long to even migrate that distance. 4 days, here we are. And now we have what's called a blastocyst. You're going to see, today in the lab, you're going to see some unfertilized eggs. You're going to see the 2-cell, 4-cell, 8-cell stage of development. I can't remember, there's some deviation. Starfish and humans have a little bit of a different life cycle, but you will see, you'll see things along this pathway. And they're very cute as they develop. All right, so we have our blastocyst, and then down here you can see the endometrium is like engulfing this. This is the implanting blastocyst. And that's at about 7 days. So it's just been like hanging out. And apparently it eats the secretions, like it's able to use the sugar and nutrients that are just present within the uterus and the tubes during that time. All right, so the anatomy of this blastocyst. So this is everything we need in order to make a whole human, which is kind of amazing. Out here, trophoblast. This is the cavity of the trophoblast. And then we have an inner cell mass. I'm going to talk about those a little bit more. That's where the baby, that becomes the baby. So all of you once looked like that. So it's like your first picture.
That's so weird to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the first cell inside of us?
That's a good question. Or did it just divide? Do you still have that somewhere? I don't know. That's a great question. Google. I want to know. We'll look that up while you're starting the lab. I'll look it up. Okay, so can I get rid of this? Do you guys have all this stuff? I just want to say a couple things about each part, and then you guys are going to do the lab. All right. What defines a morula? It is 16 cells. It's free-floating. It manages to survive. This is like your only freebie time. So if you happen to have some alcohol during this time, there's no placenta. Your baby won't get any alcohol. There's no way to pass anything to the baby like that. Also, you wouldn't be expecting your period yet. So during this stage, we're not to any amount late yet. Blastocyst is, well, it's about 100 cells, and it makes hormones. I kind of want someone in here to become an endocrinologist because it's just fascinating. All of these hormones in your body that are running around and telling everything what to do. If you do, come back and report. Okay. It makes human, chorionic, gonadotropin, G, which tells the corpus luteum to keep making progesterone. So this is the initial, sorry, I'm talking progesterone. This is the initial signal to your body, hey, things have changed. The situation has changed. We're not shedding this endometrial lining, we're keeping it. Keep sending that progesterone, because the progesterone maintains the lining, so it maintains the blood vessels, it maintains the glands in there, and so this thing is looking out for itself already, this blastocyst, and it's sending that signal to the mom's ovary, hey, keep me safe. All right. Within the blastocyst, we have the area that's called the tropoblast, which will eventually become the placenta. And we have the inner cell mass. Inner cell mass is 3 layers. 1, ectoderm, which sounds like ectoplasm from Ghostbusters. Endoderm, mesoderm, so when we're talking about this, out here we have our tropoblast cells on the outside, and then layers of cells, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Here. Ectoderm becomes the nervous system and the skin. Endoderm, mucosa, and glands. And the mesoderm becomes everything else. Bones, muscles, heart, veins, I said bones. Just like all the other stuff that makes you. And if you look at embryology in other organisms, this stuff is really similar, and that's why we're able to look at starfish. Like, they have the same stuff we have at this stage. All right, what does the placenta do? A couple things about it. So by the 3rd week, the placenta has developed enough to deliver oxygen and nutrients and remove waste. That'd be like CO2 and anything else that gets made that's going to be toxic to that embryo at that point. By the end of month 2, the placenta itself has become an endocrine organism, so it takes over completely for the corpus luteum and makes its own hormones. Sorry. So now it's going to make progesterone in order to maintain the lining of the uterus. Progesterone, estrogen, etc. So it kind of like takes over for the corpus luteum. And at this point, the corpus luteum deteriorates. And the placenta, you guys probably already know this, attaches to the baby, to the embryo, at the via the umbilical cord. So it delivers all that stuff through the cord and removes waste through the cord. Everything passes through the cord.
So you live from your belly button?
Yep. And the crazy thing is that behind your belly button, like, have you ever thought about what's back there? I don't know. I just think it's sort of an interesting idea. There's nothing. There's none of that machinery that kept you alive. It's all gone. It's been reabsorbed. When we dissect the rats and the pigs, you can check it out. So weird. Although the pigs are fetal, so they still have an umbilical cord. Shoot, I had a couple more things I wanted to put. I'm gonna erase this, but you can just put it underneath all of this. Implantation is at around 14 days. It's ready, it's like done. And by week 8, all organ systems have been started. Week 9 is when the embryo is officially a fetus. And you're going to see a fetus, a rat fetus, I think it is, in the slides.
Wait, when?
I have to get an abortion again. Yeah, it's up until
20? Up till 20 weeks?
20.
Maybe?
After.
I don't know.
Yeah, but if the embryo is born by week 9.
Yeah. Some people don't know that they're pregnant until week 9. I think you can get an abortion up to week 20. For now.